Hi Fantasy Managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. So in this video we're going to update our double game week 36 free hit. There's been one or two slight tweaks that we need to put in regarding the team we did earlier on in the week. That we looked at the team news, we've heard about some of the selections, so now we're just going to have a look at what the free hit side looks like. So if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, let's take a look. So on screen we have the fixtures for double game week 36, one of the biggest double game weeks of the season. It will start today at 3 o'clock, goes all the way through until Thursday and finishes with Spurs versus Arsenal. So if you're free hitting now, I'm assuming you've looked at whether it's appropriate and the best time to do for you. Really, you've got an option, I think, of doing it in game week 36 or game week 37. You could take the punt and end up doing it in 38. I think really for a lot of players, 36 or 37 is going to be the one we go for. And I'm definitely in this video, doubling game week players are going to have the priority over single game week players. So, just to reiterate before, and I said this in the previous video that we're updating today, a lot of sides will have a very kind of template side that's set up already for 36. And it's just going to be team dependent on whether you think it's going to be 36 or 37 to best free hitting. If we use my team as a very quick example, my side, I've already agreed that I'm going to do it in game week 37. And the reason for that really is because a lot of my side is just doubling in 36 anyway. I've got a couple of transfers to make, so this won't be my final side. But a lot of these players you might have in your side. You might be doubling up on Chelsea already. I've got 3 there. You will have your Liverpool presence. You may have a couple of Tottenham players in there. Leicester, Arsenal as well. All these players are clearly going to double anyway. So think about whether this week's going to be the best for you to free hit. It's not necessarily about the amount of points you're going to get, it's how many points you will gain and the benefit you'll get. In 37, my side's got a lot of green fixtures, which is nice, but I just don't have those double game weeks. And in 37, you might be able to target teams like Villa, Palace and Everton that you just normally we wouldn't have assets in there or be targeting, but they do have nice doubles. So, just a quick thought then, whether to double in game week 36 or 37. Those are my thoughts. Again, it's just going to be down to your team and how it's set up as to which one's going to benefit you the most. This is a free hit side that we put up earlier on in the week. Now, if you want to go through some of the statistical analysis, we did that all in the last video, so don't forget to check that out if you want to at the link below. But this will be the side that we started with, and I'm making one or two tweaks to it. I've brought in Kevin De Bruyne, as you can see. We've got Cancelo in there. We're doubling up on that Chelsea defence. Trent was in, Salah, Mount, Maddison, Richarlison, Watkins with Schmeichel in goal. The bench, I'm not anticipating any of the bench is going to be involved whatsoever. Tsimikas, it's possible he might get a run out if Robertson gets dropped or rested from one of the games. It is a relatively expensive side, but just have a look. You may have some of these players already, so you're saving some of the value and cost. But there are quite a few options, and there's quite a few tweaks that I think I would like to make to this side. One of them is Maddison. Now, he played 90 minutes in midweek in that semi-final against Roma. Now, knocked out of that, so I haven't got anything else to play for now, Leicester. But it is a concern. Will he play both games? I'm just not convinced he will. If that is the case, then definitely Harvey Barnes is an option of coming in. He came off at half-time against Roma, so you'd expect him to get more minutes. Maddison's in my normal side anyway. I'm certainly not transferring him out, so I think he definitely gets minutes. But if you can't afford Maddison or you're worried about his minutes, and I would be concerned, you could always drop him down to a Harvey Barnes. What I quite like the look of us now is there's also some doubts about Richarlison. Now, his fixtures look good, and we know he's nailed for Everton when he's fit and playing, but he's on penalties too. But there is a doubt as to whether he'll be fit. Lampard didn't really confirm whether he would be available or not. They're just hopeful that he can be. So, with that in mind and Maddison minutes, I've made some tweaks to the side, and I quite like this side now, and there's quite a few different options you can still go through. I've brought in Nketiah up front. I think he definitely plays both games for Arsenal. Good fixture against Leeds, big game against Tottenham as well. Then you've got Saka on penalties. Again, it's that Leeds fixture that we're looking to target. And then I've managed to upgrade James, who I think with the FA Cup final in mind next weekend, I'm just not sure whether he'll play both games. I'm much more confident Rudiger will play both games. Reece James, we know how good he was, and if we thought we were going to play both games after this long, lengthy layoff he's had, I think I would definitely be playing him, but I'm not convinced he plays that Wolves away game. Laporte, however, I do think he plays both games, so I'm doubling up. I'm happy to double up with Cancelo and Laporte. I don't think Man City have many other options. I think they both play. Saka definitely nailed on. I think he plays. Little bit of concern, I suppose, about Lacazette, but I think Nketiah has that place pretty much nailed now. Saka on pens as well is just a bonus as well. So I really like this side with those tweaks. I much would prefer, I think, with Leicester fixtures are so good, I would love to have an additional Leicester player in. Not convinced about doubling up in defence. Norwich at home looks brilliant, but Schmeichel is my cover for that. And I'm just not sure who else is going to play in that Leicester side. If I'm free hitting, I definitely want to get 2 fixtures out of my players. Schmeichel, I know I'm going to get that, and I'm not convinced I'll get it from any other Leicester player. So for that reason, I really like the side. I'm moving Maddison out, getting Saka in. He's definitely playing. Nketiah, yes. Laporte and Cancelo, I love that combination at the back. Still got De Bruyne. He got brought off early in that Real Madrid game, so he should be good for the minutes in both games. And then Mason Mount, I think there's a possibility he again gets rested. I think for those Chelsea fixtures, I'm prepared to take the risk. Mount is probably the most nailed-on midfielder you have in that Chelsea side. If you wanted to go Havertz instead, I wouldn't mind that. I could absolutely understand that. The other options are, with a little bit of money, you could upgrade Rudiger if you want to. You could take a risk, go for Robertson as well, if you've got the money. I do think, though, there's a chance that Tsimikas gets played in one of those 2 fixtures and Robertson gets his rest. Trent got his the other day. Klopp mentioned the fact he doesn't like both fullbacks being rested in the same game, suggesting to me that Robertson could come here, be rested for one of these next 2 fixtures. So there is that as well. Captaincy, Salah or De Bruyne, either of those get my shout. I'd be tempted with those fixtures to go De Bruyne over Salah. Again, is there a chance Salah gets his minutes managed? If the game's done and dusted, maybe he gets a rest? Possibility. Obviously, he did get one the other day. De Bruyne, I just think, plays 90 minutes in both games, absolutely nailed. If you want to go a bit out there, I don't think it'd be a bad shout going for a Cancelo or something like that, or even a Trent. But I think the safer money is either going to be on Salah or De Bruyne. If you want to be out there, there are a few other different things. You could bring Robertson in, take out Trent, downgrade him. That will allow you can keep Maddison and Richarlison. So that's a choice if you haven't got the money, what you could do with it. Other things in, again, Robertson, we've got Foden. If you want to get Kane into your side, Trent down to Robertson and then Foden instead of De Bruyne, and Kane comes in. I think for those fixtures are really difficult. You could do the same and take Maddison out and bring Son in. I think for the fixtures, though, I'd much rather stick with the first side I had up there. Matip for Jesus. Again, minutes again for Jesus. Matip looks like a good option. He seems to be reserved for Premier League games only. So I like the option of that. And then maybe if you want, you had the money, you go from a James up to a Robertson, something like that too. Or even a Laporte, saving you money, because I just think he's going to play both games. Other options entirely. Bernardo could come in. He looks good for minutes. Dennis, because Watford have really good fixtures. And Ismail Sarr looks like a good option as well. All of those look like good options to me. Thanks for watching, guys. That's all for this one. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll come at you with a free hit for 37, because we're definitely free hitting in 37, so we're going to be taking special interest in that one. Let me know in the comments below who you'll bring in and how you get on. And in the meantime, best of luck with Game Week 36. I'll speak to you soon.